Go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I'm the one by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl, it's out, oh. I'm a mind that's you the talk, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy, and I know that careful. Like the Baba fly, oh. My eye, oh. Don't cry, oh. And if you go and shadow, 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 and if you go and shadow. I did what I got when them kill Sovoma. I did try to buy moto, Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Leggy Bona. Now so much you make you have been all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover. Feelings today swing like Timbani at you. I'm a white dog in Fenisu. Why you say I did nothing for you? And if I do anything you want me to do, Timbani at you. I'm a white dog in Fenisu. Why you say I did nothing for you? And if I do anything you want me to do, maybe another time, maybe another life, you will be my wife and we'll get it right. The young past, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Have to say bye-bye, yo, to the love of my life. My eye, yo, don't cry, yo. And if you go and shadow, and if you go and shadow, and if you go and shadow, and if you go and shadow.
I need a boy and shadow. What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? I hope this live finds you well. I was like, child, who got the time to take notes today? Who got the time to actually edit a video? Let's just go live and call it a day, especially because some of you guys have been bullying me to go live. So here you go. We're getting 2 lives today, okay? So I don't want to hear y'all talking about I ain't been live all season. Y'all getting 2 lives in one day. One for UK and USA. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing? The holding music is a vibe. Thank you. We try to make it a vibe. I'm back. Thank you very much. Fabulous song choice. Thank you. Sister Queen, that ain't fair with these not oh, they gotta subscribe. Sorry. You can't be in the chat if you ain't subscribed, baby. I don't know what to tell you. So, yo, it's not fair. It's not unfair. Just subscribe. That's all I can say. Chunks is married? Hold on. Wait. Now, how are you going to say this to me while I go live? Somebody on Discord said Chunks is married. Chunks is married? Crazy business. Anyways, greetings from, I'm not quite sure where that flag is from, but hello. Hello to you too. Sean up Mimi's bum tonight. When is he not? When is he not? Let's be for real. Oh my days, that man. The other day, guys, where have I been? He's married. Oh, that's the St. Kitts thing. Oh, I didn't know. The more you know. Not me overheating already, y'all. We just started. Hello from London. Glad to have y'all at this late hour. Glad to have y'all. Anyways, let's get into the things because I am about 3 episodes behind. So personally, I'm going to go couple by couple. And we're going to talk about the things that I missed, the things that I want to talk about, the things that y'all want to talk about. Let's get into it. Yeah, I was kind of shocked Mimi could sing too. I said, okay, girl, come on, that's that Zimbabwean blood in you. And she's a Christian. You know the Zimbabwean Christians can sing. Just saying. Okay. So I wanted to first talk about Sean and Matilda. And so my opinions will be spanning from the grafties to the family meetings to today. The grafties. I'm so sorry, but Matilda, you really get moist for that man. And yes, I'm going to be out of pocket today because I haven't been here for a minute. You really get moist for that man? I would be so embarrassed to be coupled up with Sean And also, just a reminder to people, this is a commentary on a TV show. If you're gonna take my opinions personal, then let's not go there, okay? Don't attack me personally because now you're attacking this real person. I'm talking about a television show. There's a difference. Girl, you got moist over that man? Like, oh my gosh, come on. Matilda be fizzy. Oh my gosh. I got you, Anna. No problem. I'm sorry. Fizzy for that Willy Wonka is crazy business. There's no way you just said that. There's no way you just said that. She don't like Sean like that. I still think she doesn't like Sean like that. There's no way. So basically, he was getting in everybody's business at the Grafties as he does. And there was a moment where he told her to shut up. And she was like, I'm sorry, he just told me to shut up. Yeah, girl, he did. He did. And you see how the way he was talking to Diamante? And what did I say in my review? Be careful how your partner speaks to other people because very easily that table can turn on you. And boy, has the table turned. Not to the same disrespect, but you see a glimpse of it. And you're telling me you still want to go back there, sis? Interesting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Matilda doesn't always seem interested in Sean. She's playing along for the show. I hope to God she is. Sean is horrendous. And is like, she must be playing it up because ain't no way I would get hot and bothered over a man like Sean. The things that he does, the things that he says, and even the fact, okay, so now let's fast forward to the family coming, right? There was some tension between them because she felt like he is now jeopardizing her own relationships because of getting in people's business. And she's like, when I talk to him, like, I get it. But for some reason, whenever Joey's around, he now wants to be like Joey's lapdog and stuff like that, whatever. They weren't talking throughout the night and the day until the family came. I have to give Sean's family another prop. It pains me to do so, but I have to. Because when they were on After Sun, they actually didn't coddle him the way that I thought they would. And then when the family visit came, the sister was like, you're sassy. Yes. Yes, girl. Your brother is sassy. Like, he's so... Ugh. Yes, I'm so tired of him. Like, what the heck? Sean's family was actually keeping it real. And I appreciate that because something about Sean made me think, oh, here we go. A family that's going to be all up in his booty hole talking about, you presented yourself so well and we love you so much. No, they were actually like, the way you're in people's business, stop that foolishness. Stop talking about the candy stuff. Stop being sassy like you're doing the most. Yeah. What y'all need to stop doing though, the crazy fans, don't go out there and tarnish somebody's business. Like, that's not, how is that productive? How is that productive? His business has nothing to do with what he's doing on the show. Now, if you think his candy's actually trash, that's a separate conversation. And if you think his candy is trash, go ahead and tell the people them that it's trash. But let that man business be. Like, come on. Leave that man's business. Hello, sweet pea. Leave that man's business, child. Honestly, don't know how Sean will look at himself after the show. I don't know. It seems right now like he's proud of himself. So, I mean, at this point, he should have an inkling that the public is not too keen on all of this inner business that you're in, but whatever. I'm only not addressing the IO stuff because I'm going in order of how I have things written down. So I'm not ignoring your comments. I just want to keep my train of thought going here. So right now we're on Sean and Matilda. Sean thinks that what he's doing is going to make him win by bashing other people. That's interesting. Yeah, it like his ratings plummeted. I think at one point they were at 1 point something, and I was like, well, okay, now guys, like, the business ain't got nothing to do with how he's acted on the show. Like, if his business actually sucks, then fine. Separate conversation altogether. Yeah, I was seeing that it was at 1.7. That's a crazy drop. But then you also have to be, like, in as much as I believe in what I said, I think for Sean too, if you know that you have something to lose on the line, be careful of how you act, because there are people who are going to go and tarnish your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Like if the influencer thing doesn't work out for you, hopefully you have this business that you've built from the ground up that's still standing through it all. But the way that you're acting, people want to tear that down too. Be careful now. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, which is kind of like what I was just saying. Like your business is kind of a reflection of you. So yeah, I do think that the two things are true. Sean put a target on his own business by continuously making sweet references. This is true. This is true. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. He brought our attention to it. So yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What happened with Matilda's family? I wasn't really paying attention to them too much. I felt like they could have been more honest about how Sean was acting. I felt like they just went straight to, oh my gosh, we love him so much, which is what the families typically do. It's so weird to me. Me personally, if my family saw my man acting like Sean, I need you to say, girl, check that man, because what the hell is going on? What the hell? Thanks, Queenie, for doing double duty today. We missed you. Thank you, Marsha. I'm gonna try my best to keep my wits about myself, because 2 lives, and y'all know the lives be going long sometimes. So, oof, yeah. Sean probably thinks he's popular because he's never been on the bottom, and that's where the public really needs to focus their attention. How do we sink his votes? Forget the ratings. How do we sink Sean's votes? We need to get him out of here. Y'all are missing the plot. I wouldn't buy his candy, but I also wouldn't give him a bad review. Like, yeah, I feel like it's separate. But if you buy the candy and it sucks, give it a bad review. Like, that's what I like. On a business standpoint, give it a bad review. Yeah. Sean's family should have given him more smoke on family day. Like, he be acting too silly to not be scolded. I hear you. He should not be in the final. Saf? He should not be in the final 4. Like, should not. Should not. I did have a great holiday. Thank you, Josephine. Whew, anyways, let's move on from them. Who else do I have on the list? So we did Sean. Kieran and Nicole. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I did shed a little tear. Now, there are some factors to why I shed a tear. Number one, I was feeling very like sappy yesterday on the plane when I was watching the show. And number two, it's my time. So I feel like my emotions are a little bit like heightened. You know, I was missing my mom. I'm seeing these people's families. It's my time of the month. I was like, I'm feeling very emotional. So with Kieran and his parents, I got a little misty-eyed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did. Okay, so I wasn't the only one. Okay. T-Getty's not too much now. It was sweet. Okay, some other people, okay, thank you. You think they'll win? I think they will too. I think they're definitely getting a winner's edit. I think the producers were really trying to give Mimi a winner's edit, but we'll talk about that stuff a little bit later. As of right now, I can see Kieran and Nicole being a shoo-in for the win. I wouldn't be too mad at it because I do like Kieran a lot. You guys should know by now, like, I really do like Kieran. The only thing that I don't like about Kieran and Nicole is Nicole's reactions to certain things. I wish her family specifically, pointed it out more to say, yes, we know you're an opinionated person. We know that you're very vocal about things, but sometimes just trust the person that you're with. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go into doomsday. Don't go into worst case scenario. Just talk it through. Think for a second. Pause. You know? But anyways, here we are. I really like that Kieran's mom said, regardless of who you pick, I trust your judgment. So, baby, if you like it, I love it. I liked that. How do we turn these reactions off, man? This happens every time I'm on live. I can't stand it. I'm not convinced that Kieran's mom liked Nicole. Maybe she didn't, but I agree with the sentiment of, listen, if you trust it, then cool. If you trust it, then cool. Sorry, hold on, guys. I feel like I'm having technical issues right now. I'm seeing 2 chats, and it's really confusing me. So, give me 1 second. Let's see, if I close this, will it be better? anyways, yeah, I like the mom. I like the energy that Kieran's mom was bringing. Because at the end of the day, if you feel like you did a good job raising your kid, then you should just trust their judgment. End of story. That's what I feel. That's what my parents told me. So, yeah. Moving on. Oh, I also did like when Joey was acting up yet again. Kieran was like, I feel like I constantly have to defend Jesse because the way that Joey acts is just unacceptable. It's very disrespectful to the person that you're with, which is so true. And again, the fact that a guy in his early 20s is surpassing the maturity of a man in his 30s, that's just insane to me. That's just insane to me. Kieran has done his family proud. That's how he carried himself. I agree. I fully agree. All right, who's next on my list? Reuben and Grace. Thoroughly disappointed by Grace's family. I was. Let me get y'all thoughts on Grace's family before I share my thoughts, because maybe I'm the only one who thinks this way, but I didn't like it. I liked how Grace just ran over to her dad. I thought that was so sweet. I feel like, am I a daddy's girl? I mean, I wouldn't run up to my dad like that, but I really do love my dad. So it was cute to see how close they are. But then when the conversation started happening, I was like, oh, wait, no. I don't like where this conversation is going. Okay, thank you, Olivia. I was like, I don't know how this this conversation is going for me. Okay, because the dad said a few things. The dad said he likes Reuben's physique, so like, okay, fine. The stepmom said, I like your lashes. Okay, fine. The articulate comment for me, that's the one that kind of hit me, because throughout my life, being raised in a predominantly white community, you hear a lot, oh, you're so well-spoken. And you know it's a connotation to assume that Black people are not supposed to be articulate. We're not supposed to be well-spoken. We're not supposed to sound like we're educated. So when they said like he's so articulate, I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt. I really did. But something in me was like, I don't know. There's a micro happening and it's making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But they do like Reuben. They like how he has treated her. The dad, before he left, said, make sure y'all get those kisses in. Why? That's weird to me. I mean, maybe they're just that close that they can have that kind of banter between them, you know, father and daughter. But I was like, that's a little bit weird to me. That's a little bit weird to me. Grace's mom was what? Was quiet around Reuben. She don't like him. You think? I wasn't really paying attention to the mom too much. I wasn't paying. Yeah. And I didn't like the way that the dad was basically fanning over Joey. Because I felt like Jesse's mother had more smoke for Joey than Grace's father. And I felt like the person to have the smoke would be Grace's dad. Be careful how you speak to my child. Especially on national television. Absolutely not. What we're not going to do is that. Maybe he's aware of the optics coming for somebody like Joey Essex on TV. Like maybe that's not the kind of perception he wants to put out there. But I'm sorry. The way this man has been baiting your daughter for weeks now, you should have had some words for him. And I think maybe he intended to have words, and then the words just flew out the window. Like, I don't understand what was going on. That was so odd to me. I questioned why Grace's dad felt the need to greet Joey after all that disrespect he had given her. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. Maybe they edited it out. I hope so. I really hope they did. My father, rest his soul, would never. My father would never either. My father wouldn't even look in your direction. My father would pick us up and remove us from that location. Like, don't come around my daughter no more. Don't look at her direction. Don't breathe in her direction. Don't even think of her name. Don't sing Amazing Grace, the song. Like, don't even do it. No, man. And maybe he's a Towie fan. Good Lord. Joey's charisma threw him off. Forgot my father and my brothers would run up. I'm telling you. Nah, like that would not fly with my family. But anyways, different strokes for different folks, they say. Different strokes for different folks. I do think that for the most part, outside of that one challenge where Reuben was, smelling himself a little bit, Reuben has treated Grace great. He's treated her so well. If I was a parent, I would want Reuben to be with my daughter. I think that he carries himself very well. I think that he's respectful. I think that he's sincere. How sincere can somebody be on a reality show? We don't know. Only time will tell. But based on what we see, I think he's a good guy. And I think that Grace maybe was convincing herself to be into it in the beginning, but I think she's into it now. I think she really does like that guy. You guys let me know if I'm tripping. Like, do y'all think Grace actually likes him? Or do you think she's managing him for the show? Y'all let me know. Some people are saying that Grace's dad was trying to assert dominance over Joey. I don't think so. Seemed more like a fan to me. I agree. It was giving fan. It wasn't giving... Yes, Rewo, don't even sing Amazing Grace. I don't want that name to come out your mouth ever. Ever. Listen, Nora, come on. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I think she likes how much he likes her. Oh, but it's going to wear off on the outside. I think that's an opinion I could walk with. She likes how much he likes her. I think I could walk with that. Grace is pretending. Grace liked braids from Casa Amor. I think she... Grace is warming up to him. Okay. Well, even Grace doesn't like him. There's no point since no more people. Yeah, that's true. Even if she wasn't feeling it, what can you do at this point? Joey bragging about getting the family's approval in front of Jesse was wild for me too. Cause what does it matter? This family that you never even asked about, now it matters to you that you've gotten their approval? Like, what? Okay, sure. Not after that performance, she doesn't. You think she was icked out by the performance? I think she handled it like a champ if she was icked out. I think she played it off pretty well. Anyways, that's them. Let's move on. Next is Joey and Jesse, since we're kind of on the subject. Isn't it interesting how when the family came in, Joey's tone to me has changed? Because in this episode today, this was the first time that I have witnessed Joey apologize to anybody. Genuinely apologizing. Not a backhanded something, not a, oh, I'm sorry that you felt like, no, he genuinely was apologetic towards Jesse. And I was like, all we had to do was bring in his grandmother. That's all we had to do. And also, y'all brought in his grandmother? Like, leave that lady home. Let her sit on the couch and knit. Why y'all flying her to Mallorca? Sorry, not Marbella. Why you flying her to Mallorca? Leave that lady alone. Leave her alone. Jesse and Joey ain't gonna make it on the outside. Grace and Joey will be back together. Honestly, I can kind of see them getting back together in the future. But if I was Grace, the disrespect is too much. It's too much. Chemistry or not, the disrespect is too much. Family will sit you down. Grace is never going back. She better not. Joey's parents upset me. I think it was Joey's sister and Jesse's parents. Sorry, I read that wrong. Jesse's parents upset me. Joey takes no accountability and is a terrible communicator during conflict, and they didn't talk to her about that. Y'all can't be serious. I felt like they could have said more, or at least the producers could have shown us more. I did appreciate Jesse's mom saying Joey needs to have more grace for Grace. You need to be more tender with people who you've had relations with, because it's just not nice. You know, you don't ever want to leave things as sour as you are leaving them, especially when it didn't have to be like that. Like, yeah, of course, at the beginning, Grace was upset by how Joey was moving, but I feel like she was willing to let bygones be bygones if he was going to be respectful about it. And at every turn, he decided not to be respectful. As somebody's mother, seeing you treat another person like that and seeing my daughter potentially being the future recipient of that, that wouldn't fly with me. So yeah, I do think that they could have said more, but I do like that the mom was like, don't treat people like that. That's not nice. That's really not nice. Yeah. Joey and Jesse seem a bit one-sided to me. Not sure if they will make it on the outside. I think Jesse would suit better with a guy like Reuben or Josh. Jesse and Reuben. I could see it. I could see it potentially. That's interesting. Yeah, Jesse, I think Jesse needs to be real with herself because, like, treating this man like a toddler has got to be exhausting. Who the hell cares what name he has tied to him? Joey Essex, okay, big whoop. You're on Love Island too. Like, Joey Essex, regular girl from wherever you're from, y'all ended up on the same show. So clearly his notoriety must not be that great for you to, throw caution to the wind. It's embarrassing to have to constantly parent a grown man. And doesn't he have about like 10 years on her? That's for a man talking about, oh, I'm ready for something serious now. I want to be married. I'm finally becoming more vulnerable and I want something substantial, whatever. It's not showing that at all. It is not showing that at all. If I was to look at who is the most prepared for marriage as the guys, Josh and Kieran far surpass Joey when it comes to that. And Joey is the oldest of the bunch. That's embarrassing. You have to grab this man's face to scold him. I promise you the only time I'm grabbing a man's face is to make love to it. The only time I'm grabbing your face is to give you my sweet lovin', not to scold you like a 5-year-old. Are you kidding? How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Oh my gosh. If Kieran were my age, I'd marry him. Don't kill me. No, seriously, I'm only grabbing your face to make love to you. Like, what the freak? Scold you. Am I your mom? Oh, that's a little insensitive because his mom passed away. But like, am I a guardian? No. Grow up. I find it weird, the age thing, but he's a big kid and she's more mature. I mean, me personally, age gaps between 10 years after a certain age don't bother me too much, especially with the culture that I come from. It's very common. But when somebody is supposed to be acting their age and they don't, that is concerning to me. And when they specifically target younger people because they match on maturity, that is concerning to me. Yeah, that is concerning to me. I feel like Joey actually should be with somebody like a Grace, but he doesn't like that Grace challenge. Grace challenges him. Grace holds him accountable. I mean, Jesse does the same, but Jesse also folds quicker than Grace ever did. I feel like Joey is able to weasel himself out of stuff easier with Jesse. And yeah, well, what can you do, Sha? What can you do? But he apologized. And this was the first time he apologized. And I was like, okay, all you got to do is bring in the family, I guess. Apparently, Jesse works in PR, and I think we can all see it. She's managing him for real. Yeah. How did they allow Joey to make it this far? I'm still baffled. Jewel, I'm baffled too. I think if anybody is playing a game, that's what I'm saying. Like, I do understand Love Island, you're supposed to go on there and find your person, but at the end of the day, it's still a game. And I don't care what show I'm on. I keep telling you guys this. If you ever see me on a reality show, I'm playing the game. You think I'm going to let Joey Essex, with a built-in following coming into the show, make it to the end and steal my potential win? Absolutely not. At any opportunity I get to get that man out, he's out. He's out. Especially when he was with Grace. Y'all already tried to make it work on the outside, so let's see if y'all can make it work again. Go try things out of the outside. Sorry. To the final, Joey? Y'all crazy. Joey was more affectionate with Grace. I hear that. I'm fed up with Joey's antics. I think we all are. How old is Jessie? I think she's 24, 25, 24? 24, 23? I don't know. I think Joey has signed a deal with the producers. That's why Joey is still in fair and fine, but I haven't seen anybody campaigning to get him out in any capacity. Like, come on, y'all, be for real. Anyways, let's move on from Joey because that's all I gotta say. You think she's 24? Yeah, I think she's 24, 25. Okay. She's one of those two. The point is, he has a significant enough age gap on her to do better. I want Io and Jess in the finals. Well, that's who we about to talk about. So, in the Grafties, I'm sorry. I loved how Jess just copped it. She was like, yes, I'm obsessed with this man. And that's my business. I'm going to stay obsessed. And I like that he backed her like, I'm obsessed, with his little nonchalant self. I'm obsessed. I've been good, Rose. Thank you. No, I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. Like, put some emotion in your voice, sir. Good sakes. Jessie's such a girl's girl. Yeah, I mean Jess, sorry. I like Jess. She's growing on me as well. I do like her personality. Say it back. She's so funny. She is so funny. What was irritating me about Jess in the beginning was just how she wouldn't let Mimi just breathe. And I was like, give the girl some time to grieve what has just happened to her, to reacclimate to the main villa, and then you could be her friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it a second, sister. Give it a second. But now that we've had some time to see her, even to see her and Io, they really do match. Honestly, they do. I feel like they do, which leads us to the family comments. Io's brother. Y'all let me know if you think that was disrespectful or not. I don't think that it was a disrespectful thing to say. I think maybe the brother forgot time and place. Before I even get to that though, seeing Io run over to his brother, I'm sorry, I got a little emo. I love my siblings down. I don't think I would run and jump on my brothers like that. But I love my siblings down. So to see him like push Kieran, run over to the brother, shoes flying in the wind. I'm sorry, that was so sweet to me. Okay, time and place. Yeah, we agree. Time and place for sure. Insensitive. Okay, I can go with insensitive. For sure. Yeah, so getting into what the brother said, the brother basically said, 85% of your actions here, I rock with you. The other 15%, not my vibe. I also think that Mimi is a better suit. Now, here's the thing about the Mimi comment. And we're going to talk about Mimi's TikTok too. That just put so much into perspective for me. I think Mimi is the type of woman that any traditional family, let alone an African traditional Christian family, would want. Mimi is the girl you want your son to marry. Mimi is the girl you want your brother to marry. Mimi is the girl you want your nephew to marry. Based on the Mimi we have seen on the show. That's who you want to be your in-law, right? I think that Jess, we haven't really seen a sweet, calm side of her because of the position she's been put in, Well, she put herself in. She came in having to take somebody's man off of somebody else, and then now having to deal with the dynamic of that girl being in here. She was never going to know peace her first few days here. So she does exude like insecurity often and uncertainty and that constant need of reassurance, which the brother didn't like either. But that's kind of the position she was in. Like, we don't get to see that other side of her because of the dynamic she was walking into. You know what I'm saying? Every African family, every African who is a traditional would want Mimi for their son. And I hear Io's dad is a pastor. I mean, come on. Like, of course, it makes complete sense to say that. I think if the brother was being real, Jess is actually a good fit for him. She is. She is. Their personalities match a little bit better. She does have that banter that he says that he was looking for, that spice that he wanted. Like Jess gives it to him. And even on like a character level, I think the way that Io seems so like nonchalant, unbothered, doesn't really want to express himself too much. He needs somebody like Jess who feels a lot more, who is very vocal, who's very expressive, so they can kind of balance each other out. The most we've seen Io express himself is, I almost said coerce, which is, I don't think that's the word I want to use, but it's promoted by Jess's line of questioning. Like, Jess is not going to let you just say nothing and move on. Jess is going to keep asking you until you say what you really feel. And it might be a little challenging for Io, but I think he needs somebody who challenges him in that way. Like, I actually do think that they're well suited. I don't know what the brother was talking about. African families do mess up relationships sometimes. You're not wrong about that, y'all. You're not wrong about that. Yeah. She holds his feet to the fire and Mimi is too complacent. Which is why I like Mimi with Josh, because I feel like Josh does a similar thing for Mimi. Like, he gives her what she needs. It's a yin and yang thing, but they need their opposites. Absolutely, Lola. I think it's so necessary. And yeah, like we said, it's easier to say, oh, Mimi is, that type of cookie cutter woman you would want for your brother, your son, your nephew, or whatever. But give Jess a chance. We haven't gotten to see that side of her. And I had a feeling that whenever she says things like, oh, you love me, oh, you're obsessed with me, it's a bit of her banter. I do think that a part of her is genuinely asking so that she feels more secure in her relationship. But I think it's banter for her. A part of it is banter for her. And I wish the brother just had a little bit of grace. Like, fill it out first. And then we go from there. Now, how do you guys feel about Io telling Jess what the brother said? Because I saw some discourse online. Some people did not like that he said it. I wasn't mad at him saying it. And here's why. Io has been asked by Jess to be more transparent. And there's a difference between transparency and honesty. Has Io been honest with Jess? Absolutely. Has he been transparent with Jess? No, he hasn't. And so the difference with honesty and transparency is, if I'm asking you a question and you answer it honestly, truthfully, that's honest. If I don't ask you anything at all and you come to me and you say, babe, let me tell you what happened, that's transparency. And she's been asking for him to be transparent. And so, and as much as it is hard to hear, and as much as maybe he should have waited for the outside, like, I think he should have told her. I'm glad that he told her. Telling Jess was unnecessary in your opinion, okay? I don't think he needed to say anything, okay? It was unnecessary, okay? He did overcorrect. I'll give you that. I feel like he could have addressed it in a different way, but I do feel like regardless, it should have been addressed. And the thing is too, if you think about your relationship outside of the show, you kind of have to be like, what would be the best thing for me right now? Like, if she's asking me, how does your family feel about me? And I save face for the sake of cameras and whatever, how does that affect our real life relationship when these cameras shut off? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't always think, I can't say this right now because on camera, it's not going to look good, so maybe let me save it for later. In the same way how Io had to stop himself from going onto the terrace because he had to think, my real life relationship with Jess right now, it's not going to be a good look for her. So let me not do that. I also think that this falls into a similar category. But hey. I agree, Queen. Io doesn't seem very reassuring, although he tried. Yeah, he needs to work on his reassurance. The person who commented earlier that his communication, it needs to be worked on, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, unfortunately, the comment got to Io's head because that is his big brother. And I think in Yoruba culture, it played heavy, hence why he sort of distanced himself. Anyways, at least he told her. I agree. I think that the sibling relationship is also what was playing on his mind, too. So I'm the baby of my family. I'm the baby and I'm the only girl. But my middle brother, actually both brothers, but more so my middle brother, he has this thing of like, if my sister doesn't like you, it's done. I hate it so much because then these girls, when they're around me, they be acting weird, trying to like impress me. And I'm like, honestly, I don't give a damn who you go with. Like, I'm not going to be sleeping with y'all. I'm not going to be living with y'all. Whatever you do on your own time is your business. But my brother has that same thing of like, my sibling really has to approve of you because I carry their opinion very heavily. And Io obviously has that same perspective. And I wonder too if Io's brother is kind of like the next person to hold the mantle of the family outside of the father. So it was necessary for the brother to express that, and it also was something that really played on Io's mind because he knows like next to my father it's this guy, so I have to take his words very seriously. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Jess will get tired. I hear you, man. I hear you. Notice how Io's sister mainly stayed silent. The brother kept yapping away. That's what I'm saying. I think the brother is like is seen as next in line after the father. I feel like that's, yeah. You funny queen, you, my brother is the same. Don't like a girl, she gone. But don't care about their opinions. I do me. Listen, I don't even know where my brother got this idea. Like, I've never gone to him and said, this girl, I don't like her. I've told him after the fact when he's broken up with someone and I was like, oh, thank God, because I really didn't like her. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? It's not my business. It's genuinely, I honestly feel like it's not my business. As siblings, they can share their opinion on my partner, but to say that their word will be the final say in my own life, absolutely not. You're not sleeping with me. You're not paying a mortgage with me. You're not in the trenches with me. No. So I have to see who I'm well suited with my partner. Like, forget that, child. Somehow, I still feel Io is bothered seeing Mimi and Josh. I think it's always going to be weird for them. Yeah. You like it, I love it. And that's all I can say. If you like it, I love it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. But I also realize that I have a different setup. Like, I'm the girl. They hold my opinion to high regard, but I'm the girl. If I held my brother's opinion to high regard, maybe I would react like Io, you know? But yeah, at the end of the day, I still say he has already been told to be transparent with Jess. So yes, he could have worded it differently, but it needed to be said. It needed to be said. Yeah. What else happened between Io and Jess? This episode, Jess, for me, I was like, yes, girl. So Jess expressed to Matilda, who is already proven to you to be a chatterbox. I don't know why you would tell her. But she confided in Matilda and Josh to say, hey, this is what Io's brother said, and it's making me feel away, right? I do like that Matilda didn't share anything. That's new for her. And I also like that Josh was like, honestly, don't deep it. Talk to your man and sort it out, okay? She talked to her man. She sorted it out. It took a second because Io and his emotional intelligence are in the pits, but they found a resolve, okay? Then, you know, Josh, I need you to be more spatially aware because you're speaking really loud in the vicinity of the ops. Because across the way, you have Grace and Jessie hearing what Josh is saying. Mind you, Jess decided to keep her relationship issues in home for the most part. So it wasn't her intention to just let the whole villa know. Why you not speaking loud? Speak low, Joshua, okay? Anyways. Them girls then went up to Jess because we just heard that, you know, like we heard something, and Jess immediately, the girl was like, first of all, I already resolved it with my man, so quite frankly, I don't want to talk about this. End of story. How many times have I been saying this girl needs to stop talking to Grace? Grace has this ability to rile Jess up every time. And Jess is looking for somebody to talk her off of the cliff. But every time Grace talks her off of the cliff. And I'm like, stop talking to her. Stop talking to her. Like, stop talking to Grace. Oh my gosh. Like, it kept pissing me off. So I was so glad that this episode, Jess was like, I already resolved this with my man. So quite frankly, this shouldn't be a conversation right now. End of story. And if she wanted it to be a conversation, Grace and Jesse, she would have talked to you already. But she didn't. So leave it alone. Yeah, she made me happy. I said, yes, girl. Come on now. But why did Jessica go to Josh? What was the point? I think Josh has been the one who has understood her perspective the most when it comes to the Mimi and Io saga. So they kind of built that rapport of like, okay, this is happening again. Am I reading into it? Yes or no? I don't think anyone else would fully understand the situation. They would either feed into her delusion or completely dismiss her. I think Josh has been the most understanding because he's in a similar boat. So yeah, I do hear you though. I do hear you. This is why she wanted to be friends with Mimi so bad. LOL. She knows she can't trust these other girls. These girls can't be trusted, man. They can't be trusted. Jess is always looking for people to help her bring her back to reality. And all these girls do is feed her delusion. No. Get somebody who will speak some sense into you, whether you want to hear it or not. Like, those are the people you need in your corner. And I'm glad that at least at this point, Jess was like, matter of fact, me and my man already resolved this. So please don't make an issue out of nothing. Don't make it out of nothing. Yeah, but she just went and whispered. They weren't even having a conversation. Jess is messy. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. Yeah, that's an interesting take. Mimi tried to take Io back. Listen, one thing about Mimi, I think that door will always be open unless Io was the one to completely shut it down every single time. But that's a story for another day. We know Io would never give her clear-cut answers, but he's been more clear with her than he has been with Mimi. So, hey, what can you do? What can you do? I noticed a difference between the UK and US versions. The US girls feel like friends. The UK girls feel like co-workers. It also probably has to do with race relations. I know people don't like talking about race, but it plays an important part. There's a lot of minorities in the US version, so they understand nuances more than the UK girlies would. Sometimes when you are the token black person, you kind of just have to survive in the environment. And I feel like Jess, given the options that she has, is just trying to survive. She's just trying to survive. What can she do? She's just trying to survive. The villa is too small. How are Grace and Jesse catching the whole Reuben and Josh conversation? It is small, but also I feel like Josh was not being discreet enough. He could have been a little bit more discreet. A little bit more discreet. The US girls are like friends in this season. Season 10 UK girls got along. Yeah, but there were cracks over there too. the UK girls of season 10, there were some cracks too, y'all. There are some cracks too. I mean, US was just different this year. Usually they only pair the only pair of friends. Oh gosh, I can't read today. But some will always be closer no matter what version. That is true. That is true. But like I said too, it's majority white people in that villa. Like, who is Jess really supposed to confide in? Because it's awkward for her to go and tell Mimi how she's feeling about Mimi's ex-man. So she kind of just has to go with who's there, child. She has to go with who's there. Hey, Chindy. Hey, boo. I still like Jess with Io, but I think that she's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think that leaving the villa will be beneficial for all parties involved, honestly. I think that Mimi will be able to get a better grasp on the Josh situation, whether his intentions are pure or not on the outside, because there's no more like incentive to be a good guy. I think with Jess, she also will have more faith in her relationship with Io, no longer being in front of cameras, no longer performing for, an audience, no longer being in the vicinity of his ex-person. I think that Io will be able to be a lot more assuring because he doesn't have to watch his words so much. I think Josh won't have to have that chip on his shoulder, like, you still trying to get with him on the low. Like, I think it'll be better for all parties involved once these cameras shut off. Yeah. Not E. Jess is definitely comfy with them white girls, her after sun friends too. No, that's fine. She could be comfy with them. I was just answering the question of why does it feel like this is more co-worker than it is besties. That's just my reasoning. I do think she's comfortable with these girls. I don't think she should be comfortable with Grace. I definitely think Grace is gonna sell her down a river as she has done a few times. But what can you do? That's who she gravitated to. I never make a live, Queenie. I love you. I love you too, boo-boo. I hope Jessica and Io and Josh and Mimi are in the top 4. We really need Mimi and Josh to win this season or Kieran to win on his own. Not on his own, child. Because this season was bad. Yikes. Hey, Raina. If she can get Io to communicate, Io looked so uncomfortable talking to Jess today. Like, he just wanted to tell her to shut up. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think Io is a nonchalant kind of guy. I also do think that expressing himself is hard for him. I think with all that considered, he's also minding his words because he's on camera. I do see a lot of that. He's choosing his words wisely, and it's at the detriment of his partner. And that's why I'm saying I think when the camera's cut off, it'll be better for everyone. It'll be better for everyone. Who am I rooting for? Mimi. Always rooting for Mimi. All right. The interesting thing is, and this is why, remember when we started this live and somebody was like, why do you only have subscribers? Because if you are subscribed to me, for the most part, you understand that everybody on the show is open to criticism. So sometimes when I say things about Mimi, the stans who end up finding my channel want to freaking throw tantrums like weirdos. But you can criticize somebody and still be in support of them. So yeah, there have been missteps on Mimi's part, but I still fully support her. Fully. If I was voting, I would vote for Mimi. I really would. Yeah. So speaking of, let's talk about Mimi. Mimi and Josh. In the Grafties, that was supposed to be Mimi's demise. You know for a fact. They were trying to take my sister down, but she rose above, baby. She rose above. Yes, Mimi. Ooh, I was so happy. I said, girl, don't let these people crumble you. But she didn't. She didn't. She accepted them awards gracefully. Thank you, girl. In the family meetings, this one made me emotional too. The 3 families that made me emotional: Mimi and Josh's section, Io running to his brother, and Kieran and his parents. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, we're gonna get to the talent show after I touch on this last couple. I'm just trying to do everything that I missed up until this part. I need to learn how to keep it together. Like, listen, the patience of me and the irony of her mom's name being Patience. Oh my days. The patience of Mimi is incredible. Incredible. She's in the right field. She really is in the right field. Like, that's where she needs to be. Okay. When they met the families, I love when Zim parents come on the show. I feel like it's my own mother. Like, the accent, if I close my eyes, I thought it was my mother talking. Like, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved how it was her mom and her aunt. They reassured her that Josh is actually very into you. The moments that you don't see, this man don't play about you. Like, he's serious about you. He gives you that princess treatment that you deserve. And it broke my heart to hear Mimi say, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to somebody doting after me. I'm not used to somebody giving me the princess treatment. I'm not used to somebody being all about me, which ironically is something that she asked for. She wanted somebody who's all about her. And then when she got it, it was foreign to her. But baby, you deserve somebody who's all about you. Like, everybody deserves that. So I really like that the family was like, even the moments that you don't see, just know this man don't play about you. And we've been saying time and time again on this channel, we don't know what his true intentions are. We will never fully know. But based off what I am seeing, me personally, I like the energy that he's giving her, and I feel like she deserves it. She's young, so she will learn. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And so this transitions to the TikTok that I saw. It was like a Bible talk TikTok. It was her and her friend. And it put so many things into perspective for me. I do know she's a Christian girl. I do know that she's like a pretty devout Christian based on what we've been told about her on the show. So to see her in that TikTok, it reminded me of the purity girls that I grew up with. I borderline was one of them purity girls. You are in such a naive space. And it's not to say that she doesn't know what she's doing, but sometimes you don't process what's happening until after the fact. And I think with Io, she was more led by like the feelings and the emotions of things rather than the reality of what was happening. I talked briefly about the person who I was hung up on in 2021. If you were subscribed in 2021 and you watched the live after I got into my car accident and I had bought that man these cupcakes and all kinds of things, that you know what I'm talking about. I was in the trenches over that man in 2021. But I was coming off of like breaking away from this super sheltered Christian environment. Like, guys, I went to Christian private school my entire life, from kindergarten to my last year of university. Private Christian school my entire life. So trust me, I understand where Mimi's coming from. Like, it's so not Cupcake Babe. We do not talk about that man. We do not talk about that man, child. The ghetto. Like, I now get her more, and why it was so hard for her to break away from Io, regardless of the uncertainty he was giving her. I'm not going to say the man wasn't like giving her mixed messages. He absolutely was, but he never gave her anything to be certain enough to be as hooked on him as she should have been. But that's the story for a lot of Christian girls. Christian girls who are in the purity movement too. I don't know if she is, but she gave me that vibe in that TikTok specifically. That's the story. And unfortunately too, when you do start to dibble and dabble with some people, you end up going for the bad boys. You end up going for the liars. You end up going for the cheaters. You end up going for the men who aren't serious about things. So when somebody is giving you energy like Josh, it's foreign to you. And you're like, what the hell is this? I don't know if I like this. This is not what I'm used to. I'm used to the rebellion thing. I'm used to, but I like the connection that she and Josh have. I like that random conversation they had about their favorite Bible story. I don't know why this man says Solomon and Gomorrah. Sir, what Bible story is that? He meant Sodom and Gomorrah. But it was just cute. And then he told the mom, I think he told Mimi's mom, like, I was wayward before coming on the show, and then through talking to Mimi, like, I do feel a little bit more grounded in my beliefs and stuff like that. That's amazing. That is amazing. And also Mimi's disposition is a little bit more calm, doesn't like to start stuff. She will speak up for herself, but it takes a bit for that to happen. That's another reason why I like Josh for her. She says that he's intense, and for her, he probably is. But I do like that he expresses himself in a similar way that Jess does. Like, we're not going to let this pass until we address it properly. Because what we're not going to do is keep having the same conversation over and over and over and over and over again without a resolve. Like, no, let's hash it out right now, clearly, concisely, so we can finally move on from it. I think that she needs that. Me personally, I'm a vocal person. I want a partner who's also vocal. I know Mimi is getting used to that, and maybe she'll discover that she doesn't want that, and that's fine. That's her business. But I think that Josh is somebody who would grow her in a good way. I think so. Y'all posting these cupcakes, you finna get blocked. You finna get blocked. Mimi speaks when required. It's not that I don't think that she does speak when required. I think that she could speak up more. And I think that Josh fills in the gaps, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I appreciate how honest with compassion Josh is. Mimi, I think, needs someone who will tell her exactly what he is feeling. I really hope they make it. I agree. I like them together. I really do. I really do like them together. That comment was weird, seeing that he's only been here for literally days. How can one change that quickly? I don't think he said that he has changed, but we saw a few conversations of him saying like, oh man, I'm really stressed about this thing. And she would encourage him to go pray. Like that helps you get more grounded in your beliefs. It's not to say you're changing, because it was already something that was in him. He was just straying a little bit. And it makes sense too, because he's 29 now. If you were raised Christian, or if you were raised in whatever religion, there tends to be a season where you just want to dibble and dabble into some other things. And then you realize at some point, like, there are more important things than just indulging in these other stuff. So, I don't know. I liked it. Who do you think will win Love Island? If I'm to think like the UK public, I think first place, if not Joey, because of his automatic audience. I think Kieran and Nicole, followed by probably Joey, then Mimi. I don't know if Io and Jess would make it to the final. I think it's going to be Matilda and Sean and Matilda. Yeah. My personal lineup would be Mimi and Josh, Kieran and Nicole, Jess and Io. And I don't want none of them men. I don't want Joey or Sean in the final. Like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Anyways, child, let's talk about this episode. So, well, I kind of did talk about it, but let's talk about the talent show. Nicole did like a sexy hip hop dance thing. I was prepared to hate it. And not that I think she did amazing, but I think she didn't do that bad. I don't think she did that bad. I think it was all right. Thank you for reviewing this wax season. I didn't hate the season that much. You know why I like this season? I like the season because there's people that I could root for. I think the US season, this one that just wrapped, was great drama-wise, but at the end of it, and I know people don't like when I say this, but it's my opinion, there's nobody that I ended up rooting for at the end. I'm still rooting for someone in the UK version, which makes me still like it. So yeah. You didn't watch? Best female performance was Jessie. I agree. Yeah, this talent show overall, like, sucked. It sucked. But I was surprised I was surprised. I was walking in thinking I'm going to hate Nicole's performance, but it wasn't bad. Reuben did a Broadway performance of Singing in the Rain. His voice is decent. It is. At first, I thought Grace was getting icked out because it looked like she was turning red. Sometimes I can't tell when white people are blushing unless they really turn like red. But at the end, she accepted being the lamppost and she was spinning a little bit with him. I was like, okay, maybe she's not too icked out over it. I thought it was good. He did good. Yeah, he did good. Yeah. Next was Matilda. Matilda did a stupid foot puppet thing of her story of what's his name? Sean. Her story of her and Sean. Stupid. Hated it. Give me my time. Not the feet, child. You know, in these YouTube streets, the feet. In these YouTube streets, the feet means something else, child. Okay. No comment. Moving on. And if you know, you know. I'm so sorry. Let me stop. Okay, that's bad. I'm sorry. Okay. Grace was a yoga instructor. Grace was a yoga instructor. Very flexible she is, huh? Very nice. I like that the guy's committed. There was one time Io was fully, body on the floor, head up. I said, wow, commitment. Commitment to the bit. I love it. Commit. Yeah, they committed to the bit. I loved it. Moving on. Josh gave a waffle making masterclass. Sir, that's all you got. That's all you got. Be so for real. And it wasn't even that he made these waffles from scratch. Like, they were pre-made. Oh my gosh. Moving on. Joey did a terrible rap / diss / apology / professional feelings for Jesse. Like, it was so weird. It was so weird. There was no, what's the word, rhythm to it at all. He was just speaking real fast. And Jesse, and I like the way that you talk to me and the way that you give me a reassurance. And I just want to tell you that I like you so much and that what is this? He might as well just perform his, you want to look ream. Like, perform that. This is dumb. Thank you. Yes. He should have just performed ream. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? Anyways, I couldn't even say that he was off beat. There was no beat to be on. Like, he was just talking. He was just no flow, no nothing. Like, there was just nothing. Anyways, after him was Kieran. Kieran did his little rugby tricks. It was all right. I don't know if I would call it a talent, but, he did something. Jess held an artist masterclass. This girl, like, I'm sorry. Her obsession with Io is just comical to me. Like, and I believe it. Like, I think that's what makes it so much funnier. Like, she's not pretending. She thinks Io is the bee's knees. Like, she thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. Like, if she could be in his skin, she surely would. Like, she is obsessed with that man. It's so funny. It is so funny. Oh, anyways, yeah, she did a little painting of him with all these love hearts and his favorite breakfast or something. I was like, oh, Lord. Moving on. Sean, just when I thought Sean was about to redeem himself. So Sean was the candy man, obviously. And he was giving everybody a candy that matched their, like, personality or their story on the show, whatever. And when he got to Mimi, he gave her like a sweet strawberry thing because she's reliable and she's really nice and everybody likes her. I was like, he's finally off the Mimi thing? This is great. No. He gave Josh the sour dummy, which is a pacifier, because he's a dummy for thinking that Mimi didn't have ulterior motives on the terrace. And I was just like, I thought you said you would let it go. I thought you said you would let it go. Like, this is scary. This is scary. The way that this girl lives in your mind rent-free is scary, sir. It's weird. He's so weird. Oh my gosh. Sean also should have called in sick. One thing about Sean, he's consistent. No, seriously, it's so weird. It's so odd. The obsession. Oh my gosh, like, get over it. Goodness sakes. What a weirdo. Sean, he don't want to see that side. Sean is going to be scared once he has an interaction with Josh off camera. Because the cameras are saving you, sir. Josh is keeping it cute. Josh is keeping it real cute. I mean, I don't know this man from Adam, but I fully believe it would be a different conversation back in London. Okay? Oh my gosh. So much speculation as to why Sean is doing this, but he needs to go home. I'm shocked Josh ain't slapping him. I don't promote violence, but I would understand why that would be Josh's reaction. I would understand. I don't promote it, but I would understand. I surely would. Moving on. Who was after Sean? Jessie, most talented, for sure. Jessie did a go-go dance on stilts. Now, the go-go dance part wasn't great, but the stilts walking was very impressive. And she said she hadn't been on the stilts in like 10 years. That's sick. Personally, people on stilts scare me, but on television, it's cool. It's cool. I liked it. She did great. You too nice to perform. I'm too nice on camera. Anyways, yeah, Jessie, great. I think she deserved the win as most talented. She definitely deserved the win. The stilts were good, and that's it. Yeah, it was just the stilts. Whatever feather fanning thing she was doing, I was like, at least if you were doing like an actual go-go dance, then girl, you would have swept the floor with everybody. But yeah, no, still impressive. Oh, you missed Jessie? It wasn't like super spectacular, but of the talent that was there, she definitely was the most talented for sure. Next was Io. He played the flute. He played one note over and over again. I knew the song was Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I still couldn't pick up what song he was playing, like stir. And when they were singing along, I was off because I was like, that's not how the song go. But they were all following, so I was like, maybe I'm the one who's tripping. Okay. Anyways, last was Mimi. She sang 1,000 Miles. Her voice is deep. I never want to know, Mimi. Mimi, can you say something for the rest of us? You telling me you got a good voice. You got a good man, as it seems. You got a good body, great body, banging body. You got a face that could kill. A face that could cause wars. What are the rest of us supposed to do? What are the rest of us supposed to do? Like, I don't understand. Save some for the rest of us. Jesus is Lord. This whole episode was filled with Josh looking at Mimi with pure desire. Like, I think I counted him biting his lip 4 times this episode. 4 times. 4 times. Like, it's crazy. I would be enamored too by this girl. Like, oh, Lord, I'm gonna save some for the rest of us. Goodness sakes, man. It's not even fair. Anyways, and this is why I was... The girl's got it all. The girl has got it all. I would want her to be my sister-in-law too. I'm telling you. I think it was cute, but a bit off key. That's why I said her voice is good. As a singer, it could have been better, but of the singing performances we have seen, she's up there. Her voice is good. Her voice gives church choir. Literally, she could sing in the choir. I don't know if she would do the solo, but she could absolutely carry it in the choir. Hold the altos down, sister. You did good. You did good, sis. Anyways, that's it. That's my review. That's all I got for y'all today. What y'all got to say before I go? I'm overheating, child. I'm overheating. Y'all know I got to, oof. Mimi can do no wrong in your eyes. She was holding back, you know she could sing. Well, I don't know. I can only base off of what we saw. Maybe she was holding back. She did seem a little bit nervous, so yeah. Maybe with a little bit more comfortability, she really would have blew the house down. Thank y'all for tuning in. Yes, if you watch USA, tune in a few hours. We're going to talk about this season as a whole. The season as a whole. Enjoy my night. Thank you, JJ. Did I comment on Io's brother's opinion? Yes, I did. You'll have to rewind for that one. Thank you for reviewing. Love your edits. Thank you so much for tuning in. Honestly, you guys make it worthwhile. You guys with sense. The people with sense make it worthwhile, which is the majority of you guys anyways. I genuinely love just coming, kikiing. We talk about things, we share our opinions, we disagree, we agree, we fan out, we're all sad together. It's like a community event, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love when Love Island is on. It actually feels like we're such a community. So yeah, no, I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in all the time. Do this often. Ooh, baby. We will see. I mean, I do go live pretty often when these shows aren't on. It's just when the shows are on, it's easier for me to just edit the video and go about my day. But we do go live sometimes. We talk about random stuff. So yeah. Love the Canadian perspective. As someone from the UK, thank you. Anytime. Hope you had a wonderful week. I surely did. Ooh, I surely did. I surely did. Yeah, I had a great time. People on Instagram got to see my little highlights for that. I will be posting on my vlog channel a full vlog. I am about 3 vlogs behind, so that's probably going to be a while from now. But yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Oh, I just answered your question. Yes, you are getting a vlog in due time. But anyways, with that being said, I love you guys. You're like a school teacher. But I don't get the summer off. I get the summer on. I am on in the summer. I'm off in the winter. That's how it goes for me. But yeah, I'm gonna love you guys and leave you guys. Tune in later for Love Island for those who watch that, and watch my reviews until the finale. We'll probably go live for the finale as we typically do. Letting people know right now, the sound will not be on. Copyright. That's how it works. So it's just gonna be y'all watching my reaction to the show. So yeah. Have a good week. Be blessed, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Y'all already know there's a lot of stuff that I would do. So maybe that's not the best advice. Anyways, goodbye, y'all.